of the Band Kung Fu Academy in Laurel and Rockville, Maryland. In 1991, Johnson made history as America's first nationally ranked Triple Crown martial arts champion. Only 3 years later, he had the distinction of being the finest, the first African American to be ranked. Willie the Band Johnson, come up here, son.
Everybody heard me? All right. I don't like to use mics because I teach class, so I'm pretty loud when I use the mic. It just gets even louder. My name is Willie the Band Johnson, doing martial arts for a long time. It's amazing when he was reading the bio, he talked a lot about my accomplishments, but entertainment is the bottom line of what I do. Growing up in the projects, 6 years old, the one thing that really kept me on point was Bruce Lee's Chinese Connection. So growing up in that community, I know we all got these stories, but imagine growing up in the community, all you're saying is like bad things happen, people getting shot, you being molested, all these crazy things happen. And the one day that escaped you from that reality is Bruce Lee. You see that movie and all you want to do is go home and practice and train and figure out some kind of way martial arts is going to get you out of this situation. Because it's the only thing you can grab a hold of. And you begin to study these magazines and read about the Cynthia Rothrots and Dennis Browns and Billy Blanks, and you realize that their pathway was through tournaments. Because at that one time, when you go to a tournament, remember Bruce Lee was discovered at Long Beach Internationals. Okay? You look at that path recently, the only way I can really afford to be able to do that is to go and become a national champion. And to become a national champion, I got to give credit to Cynthia Rothrock. I studied everything that she did, and so I knew that every time she did a different performance, she had a different uniform. So I understand that having good technique, having a good uniform, but still at that same time, I was teaching myself, because I didn't know she could really afford a martial arts instructor. But all the magazines I would steal, that's what I would do, steal the magazines and learn from the magazines. I would cut out some of the little ads, and I remember one time seeing the ad by a guy by the name of Dennis Brown. I called this guy and told him how bad I wanted to do martial arts. Because I could flip, I could run up the walls and do all these backflips, all the things you see the kids doing extreme. We always did that in the hood. So I'm doing all this stuff, and I tell him, if you can teach me martial arts, I can teach you people gymnastics. So here's a famous guy saying, if you get over here on the bus, I'll lock you in and I'll teach you. So I get over there on the bus, he picks me up on that first day and begin to train. All I did was live in the dojo. And those dreams started to manifest. I started to win tournaments all over the country, still with no training. And was winning so many tournaments that I got a chance to be one of the first African Americans to train in mainland China. So going there and going to China, the only thing that was motivating me was that desire to want to get into entertainment. So I was using everything from the uniforms, from the competition, from the hip hop music to the tricking to the flipping. And when I came back from China, I realized I had this whole unique style. And as I came back and started winning more and more championships, I realized that, man, this dream is starting to become true. It's becoming closer and closer to a realization of an opportunity. And it's funny because a lot of times back then I would make these little videotapes and I would just send them out. People would say, man, don't send those videotapes out. And I remember one time sending out a videotape, it was so bad, but they got me a sit down with a guy by the name of Keith Steinberg, who discovered John Claude Van Damme. And when I sat down and he talked, he said, man, I would love to use you in a movie. It's funny, he said, I would love to use you in a movie, but you don't fit the part. But here's the thing, all my life I always branded myself. The Band, always, even in the neighborhood, the Band. And I walked away, I was a bit disappointed, but I held on to that dream and that vision. So one day I was competing, man, and I was at the Battle of Atlanta. And because of networking, God said, one of my competitors said, man, they're going to move a TV audition for a TV show called WMAC Masters. Went to that audition, got an opportunity to audition. What was so awesome, I already knew what I wanted to do. I was going to play myself. Everything you see in that show was my own brand. They couldn't believe that I had everything played out, everything laid out. And that eventually led to me being on that show. At the same time, everything that I was doing was like, okay, how can I pass this on to the next generation? Because when I would go to these tournaments, I would always have my son who was about ready to come up and perform. And even when he was on that show, it's funny because you never know when an opportunity is going to come. It was a simple little demonstration that I had put together for me and my son. And I gave it to the producer and said, hey, you want to put that on the show, man? That's incredible. Show went, it was pretty successful, great. I mean, it was one of the best shows in the world. Kids, people still all over the world talk about the show. But one thing I didn't know how to brand myself. Out of the world, I'm on one of the biggest shows in the world. Wherever I go, I'm not selling a t-shirt. I'm not doing anything that capitalizes on money beyond just that movie part. So when the show went off the air, I made a commitment that I would never, ever let Hollywood control my destiny. Thank God that while I was on the show, I made sure that they could budget everything. Some people do movies and they end up starving, they can't eat. He said, how do we balance this out where you can make a living off of what you want to do? But at the same time, how can I make sure my son can make a living off of what I'm doing? Bringing it all the way forward, when I decided to step back from the TV show, and one of the reasons why I never really decided to go to Hollywood, because I said, man, if I go to Hollywood, I can manifest this dream, or do I want to see my son grow up and be better than me? So I had all these opportunities to go, and I put it to the side, and I said, guess what? I'm going to focus on him. Now, any man that knows you got a dream, that's your desire, man. That's your desire. Everything you hope for, you have to stand up as a man and say, I'm stepping back so my man can step forward and live that dream. But the only way he can live that dream is that I got to support him. And I begin to do everything I can do. Articles, every article you ever read in the magazine, I wrote. I just put somebody else's name on it. Every project you ever seen, mixtape, whatever you may do, the kung fu hip hop, books or whatever, I wrote. I just put somebody else's name on it. Because I wanted it so bad. And still to this day, I still do that. I'm mad about the credit because you can't steal my spirit. Because my spirit is something bigger. And I remember, you know, as we say this thing going forward, I figure out, man, how can I take it to the next level? And I'm skipping over some other things. I remember talking to a man by the name of Demetrius. You ever heard of this guy before? Demetrius? Y'all know this guy. It's funny, man. I call this guy up and he got that, what is it, urban something? What is it? Y'all seen Demetrius? Oh, hey, Mr. Demetrius. Hey, what's up? And I fed him the dream. I said, man, I got this dream. How can we make this happen? I don't work with so many. When I tell you, the sad thing about Hollywood, you get burned. But also, if you got a dream and a bigger desire, you will keep on going beyond it. Because it's the adversity that makes you great, that keeps you pushing. And when we talked about this, I said, man, I've been doing all this. Everybody's been stealing all these ideas. I believe that when you steal from me, I ain't going to say nothing because I ain't want that. You're going to pop up next time and I'm going to be where you at. And I'm going to be looking and say, what's up, man? You stole from me. It's cool. Because I got something else going. This is a bigger picture than that. And that bigger picture for me is those kids that are in the same environment that I came from. That's the power of entertainment. If Bruce Lee changed me, and Fred Williamson changed me, and Jim Kelly changed me, imagine the impact that our films can have on some little kid. Some little kid right now is struggling like me, and my son was struggling. Imagine. So when you're in a movie and you're doing anything, yeah, it's okay to be famous. Fame don't really matter if you ain't kicking out edutainment. If you're not empowering somebody subliminal, so when they walk out that theater, how can this man end up being in a movie that one day we never thought would make? NWA. Do we know what that means? I ain't got young what it means. But imagine the impact. Imagine what that showed, that same culture. So for Mr. Demetrius to give you that opportunity, that belief for the vision, and we continue to collaborate to take it to the next level, and then he helped us call in people like Master Bobby Samuels and create something called the Call to Action. All Call to Action is doing for kids what nobody ever did for them. The future of martial arts and entertainment is the next generation. The next generation, if you can touch them some kind of way and prepare them for a level of success, it will be remarkable. So when we did the Call to Action, and it's one thing, and I can do it, I don't really say anything about it, but we done turned out more kids in entertainment, Spy Kids, Soul Plane, Ellen DeGenerate. I mean, I just go on and all these lists of kids that came from our dojo, but they were all inspired by one person that really made a major impact. And once again, you know, I get pretty emotional, but if it wasn't for that man that just walked in right now, Osa Cassell, I'm sorry, man. If you ain't real about what you're trying to do to help someone, Call to Action is not my creation. He's the one who showed me how to put together a portfolio. He's the one that told me no matter where you go, you always be armed with where you want to go. So when you walk, when you get that opportunity, if they say don't have a portfolio, have a resume online, have both of them. You got to have the hustle together so when the opportunity comes, you got to be prepared. So to bring about this call to action to help give the next generation the opportunity to perform and showcase themselves, to have the one person win the first one being my son, I always knew how great he was because people like that make me great. But sometimes the world, I mean, once again, man, sorry, I'm really sorry. But to be sitting right here, to know that every sacrifice I made so my son can be the future of what I know he can be, and for every sacrifice this man made for me to become who I am,
all right,
whatever I do is real and can't nobody, you can steal whatever you want to steal, but you can't steal my passion. And my passion will continue to drive on when you see kids like that given an opportunity. So we all, everybody, if you ever get a chance, you have, and how many people seen the call to action? Okay, it's just getting bigger and bigger. At our event that we got coming up now, we got even more divisions. We offer more opportunities. We offer more connections to other production companies, TV shows. And it's all about everybody coming together, collaborating to give the next generation. We ain't saying that we ain't giving adults opportunity too, but my main focus is the youth. That's my main focus. It's all about the kids. So it's giving everybody opportunity. Our next event, before we go to Mr. Demetrius' event in November, is our event that we have coming up in Baltimore called the All-American Games. We'll be having a whole bunch of divisions there, but at the same time, what's so powerful about that is the same neighborhood that I helped destroy, that now we're bringing something back that I learned to help rebuild the neighborhood. And next year, hopefully, by God's wishes, we'll be bringing a call to action here once again, not as a competition, but as a showcase, because that Mr. Demetrius' event and this event is taking awareness through call to action and giving them a chance to showcase their skills. So to me, I have one great martial artist on the planet. He's my hero. He's my everything. I live and I breathe for him and every last one of my kids. And to see him shine so brightly because I did what God told me to do, I introduced the one person that keeps me alive and keep me striving, my baby boy, Marco the Answer Johnson.